Whoa, I haven't done this in a while. Not that anyone missed Cranky Craig. I'm still cranky, and it's Happy Cranky New Year. It's this time of the year when so many Oscar bait movies are out and available, and yet I choose two that don't have a chance for any Oscars. But today, I just want to say it's all about Sydney Sweeney. She is in both The Housemaid and Eden. Sexy, young, and beautiful. The fantasy of so many. Wait, am I allowed to say that? Am I getting canceled now? Maybe I'm already canceled. Did you notice that women and gay men can say downright dirty crap about male celebrities and attractive men, and it's totally acceptable? But saying something about a beautiful woman is inappropriate? It's like Freaky Friday, like everything is flipped. I think I've already been canceled. Anyway, Sweeney isn't without talent. On the contrary, she's very talented and has no problem eschewing vanity for the right part. In The Housemaid, she plays the titular character in an adaptation of the wildly successful bestseller by Frida McFadden. The screenplay is co-written by director Paul Feig and Rebecca Sunshine. That can't be right. Well, that's her name. I'm a big fan of Paul Feig's A Simple Favor, which is a great comic thriller. It effortlessly and effectively strides tonal shifts. The Housemaid, which also stars Amanda Seyfried and Brendan Sklenar, could have used a bit more irony and humor. Yeah, it's twisty, but the whole thing just seems so straightforward and surfacey. I laughed in a few places only because I have a twisted sense of humor, but I think the director would have liked a few more laughs from the audience, especially with some of the more outrageous and grotesque plot points. But it's just not as funny. It's just played very straight. Both Amanda and Sweeney are very good and work well together, but let us not be fooled. They are here to serve the plot, and their character development is directly tied to traumatic events of the past and don't often feel organic to the character. It's just plot, plot, plot. Brendan Sklenar, who also seems to be a man on the move in this business, tries hard not to just be a pretty face with Navy SEAL arms and a difficult role as a seemingly perfect husband to Amanda. But be aware of charming, handsome men who appear to be perfect. Also be aware of actors who try to bring mystery and depth without giving the twist away. I don't know if he's bland or he's playing bland, but either way, it's not very interesting. There's nothing inherently wrong with The Housemaid. It looks great, and the plot has more twists than a box of corkscrews, but something always kept me at an emotional distance. It doesn't help that so much of this film is told in flashbacks that feels more like the dumping of information than advancing the plot. Some might find these twists intriguing, but there's something about so much film occurring in the past to reveal secrets of the present that makes the film just get bogged down. Even when so much bad crap is happening in the backstory, it just feels like, now it's time for the backstory. The film is never boring, but at the same time, never completely thrilling. I think of other films with hugely successful reversals like Gone Girl or one of my favorites, The Crying Game, and the reveal completely took me off guard and delivered in a perfect timing in the film, and they don't take over the film like this film. It's a good cold winter night streaming idea, but if you're going to the theater to spend real money, you might want to skip it. If you're a fan of the book, you most likely will love it. Coincidentally, and not on purpose, I watched another film starring Sydney Sweeney, Ron Howard's Eden, now streaming on Netflix. It's based on a bizarre true story of expats who colonize an isolated Galapagos island off the coast of South America. Jude Law gets a part he can finally sink his teeth into, playing Dr. Ritter, an academic that flees pre-war Germany just as fascism begins to sweep Europe. A deglamorized, edgy, and weirdly unhinged Vanessa Kirby plays his bright, not-to-be-messed-with wife. Sweeney in this film plays Margaret, the very young, seemingly naive wife of Hines, played well by Daniel Bruhl, who, thanks to Ritter's flagrant publicity fueled by ego and his desire to share with the world his Eden, arrives with Margaret in tow because they've heard all about this perfect place to live. They have their own supplies. They're going to make a go of it. When a third group of people arrive, heated by a greedy, hedonistic, unscrupulous baroness, played deliciously by Ana de Armas, she seems like she's playing something from the 40s. She's just so mean and cool and interesting. When she arrives, the proverbial merd, crap, or poop, or whatever you want to call it, hits the fan. The Baroness isn't happy with one lover. She brings two with her. The most fascinating thing about Eden is that it's based on a true story. And if you watch it, stick for the end credits. You will go down a Google rabbit hole and be like, this really happened? These people are really around or lived? Back to Sweeney. I had a bit, I think she's a bit overexposed, and I had a feeling that she was overexposed and not talented, but I changed my opinion. Even though she has 2 Emmy nominations, she is talented, or in spite of the 2 Emmy nominations, or because of the Emmy nominations. Anyways, I digress. But she proves her chops and then some, as she is completely plain looking with mousy brown hair and freckles, and her survival instinct that survives her so successfully with this character. Descendants of her character are alive today, inhabiting the island of Florinia. And when you see a picture of this character at 90-some years old, you're like, wait a minute, is that the real person or is that Sweeney? In both films, she plays a woman who you don't want to cross with. Sweeney is in her moment, this is her time, and no matter what you think of her talents or her celebrity, she might actually be a movie star when they are really hard to find these days. Eden is definitely worth a watch. It's streaming on Netflix, and I will be back with more reviews with hopefully some Oscar bait movies soon. Check out our website for Craig's To-Do List.